firstly, I would welcome this scheme. I think it's a smart scheme, and despite the usual missed opportunity rhetoric that comes from the opposition benches, no matter what government does, this scheme will provide, and it will provide across all demographics and for everybody that can afford it. As usual, Deputy Boyd Barrett is never clear on what he wants, and it would seem from what he said he wants to just depend on fossil fuels because he doesn't want to harness the offshore renewable energy electricity that's out there in abundance that this government has taken measures to harness. So I'll never quite understand the logic that gets applied there. But sorry, I didn't interrupt you. I sat and listened to your rhetoric, so please allow me to lay down some facts on this. Firstly, I'd acknowledge the part that Paul Kenny has played in this, and I don't think there's anybody better out there to recommend and advise the Minister on this scheme. And what we see here is a scheme that, in my view, ticks all the boxes of sustainability and sustainable development. And the three pillars of sustainability are economy, community and environment. And I'll just try and outline why I believe that to be so. So, in terms of economy, it's going to create thousands of jobs, and I think we all know that. We're recruiting people, we're setting up centres of excellence, we're increasing the number of apprenticeships that are out there. My nephew just recently started his electrical apprenticeship with a solar company, and he asked me his advice on it as someone who served their apprenticeship many, many years ago. And I said, be careful up on those rooftops fitting solar panels, but you've got decades of work ahead of you, and good work, and well-paid work, and clean work. And for the thousands of plumbers and electricians and carpenters and plasters and general builders that we're going to need, not just to build 33,000 homes per year, but to retrofit the 500,000 homes that this government will fit. And we've a range of schemes out there that will be applicable to everybody, so nobody gets left behind, because that's key to this government's message on climate action, and this is climate action. We leave nobody behind. The range of measures out there. And Deputy O'Rourke, I would just come back, the department is hugely increasing the number of homes that will be done under the Warmer Home Scheme, and he didn't get those facts right. So economic-wise, this scheme stands up for the work that will be created. And we will harness that offshore electricity from our wind power. And there are steps in place to do that, and this government is firmly committed to that, and we will meet our targets on that. And we will electrify our heating systems, and we will electrify transport in this country, and we will create thousands of other jobs in those areas as well, apart from the retrofitting scheme. Community-wise, how this stands up. People living in cold houses, damp houses, drafty houses, which we know many people across this country are. Our standards in building were not great for years. Ventilation in houses was done because the ventilation in our houses were provided by drafty, poor workmanship for many, many years. So we need to tighten that up. We need to ensure that those people are the people that are looked after first, the people who are in fuel poverty, the people whose health is being damaged year after year by living in cold, damp, drafty houses. And we will address that. And there's a 100% grant in place for people who are in receipt of those certain social welfare protections out there. And we will meet that target, and we will make those houses fit and habitable and comfortable for people to live in. And that's the community aspect of it. The environmental aspect of it, I think, is clear to everybody. We rely so much on fossil fuels in this country, imported fossil fuels, and we've seen the geopolitical situation at the moment, which is driving energy prices through the roof. And the most smartest thing that any government can do is to think beyond the 5-year electoral cycle. It's to think in 10 years and 20 years and 30 years, and what we can provide for the children that are coming after us. So we provide a housing stock that those children are going to grow up in healthy housing, in housing that's warm and comfortable, in housing that the bills are not so high that their parents cannot afford other things for their children. So that's what this government is doing. We're laying out a very, very long-term sustainable plan. And that's what Greens do. We think ahead. We don't think 2-3 years, what's popular, what's not. We think long-term. And we think about that on sustainable energy, we think about that on retrofit, and that's exactly what we're doing in this scheme here today, despite all the criticism. It's a good scheme, it's a scheme that will work, it's a scheme that will